What's up, everyone? Thanks for stopping by my channel, Esteemed Queen and Mentality. Be sure that you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell down below. That way you get to know when I post all of my tea talks. I hope everybody doing well, swell, thriving, and surviving. I'm gonna take a moment. I'm gonna take a moment because I know y'all looked at that y'all looked at that thumbnail and y'all said, Miss Terrell, she tripping. She's tripping, child. When I say I've been laughing for the last 36 fucking hours, I've been laughing for the last 36 fucking hours. I gave myself a good tickle making that thumbnail. Oh yes. Oh yes. You ain't read it wrong, bitch. They're neighbors. They're neighbors. So come on, get your water, get your wine, get whatever it is that you sipping on, get it and bring it close, okay? This is a Doubtfire, but it got a Civic League vibe to it. Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Yes, get your water, get your wine, get whatever it is that you're sipping on, get it and bring it close. Okay, I think I have already said I hope everybody doing well for the new hello, for the from the beginning and true. The ones who have been here since the beginning, I appreciate all of y'all. Alright, we're getting closer and closer to our goal for this channel. So, by all means, I appreciate all of y'all for sticking in there with me. It's definitely been a journey. It's definitely been a journey. But, you know, my legs may be tired, child. But, you know, when I look back, I see I came a long way. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so, I know y'all looked at that thumbnail and said, she is crazy. She is crazy. But believe it or not, it's some true tea talk that we need to have, okay? It's some true tea talk we need to have. And you know what had me thinking about this thing was, for one, I needed to put a video out this week. And then two, I was just like, you know, okay, so Nilo is fixed, right? So I got him fixed. And so ever since he's gotten fixed, it's just like he stay lingering, hanging out, chilling near his cat bowl. And so, you know, he has an automated timer, right? And then he has little healthy snacks or whatever if he does good, little treats or whatever the case may be. But boy, you know, at one point he was having 3 meals a day, but when he got fixed, it was just like, you know, it's like his appetite is in limbo. It's like he'll eat because it's there. He won't eat because he's hungry. Whereas when he was outdoors at one point in time in his younger years, he would eat 3 meals because he's outside. He's so active. Well, these days and times he's inside. And so his activity, I have to, you know, do things and get little toys and shit to keep him active. What irritated me, okay, we going right into this tea talk, okay? So what irritated me, triggered me about the situation was, it didn't matter if I went across the hall to the restroom. It didn't matter if I walked to the kitchen and got a bottle of water. If I went and watered the plants, if I was on my way out to go to work or anything of that may be, he's always poking his head around the corner like, you going near my bowl? If you go anywhere out my sight from this door frame, I know you're going near my bowl. And you know, it gets a little annoying after a while because, you know, I'd be trying to tell him, like, as much as I love you, the world don't revolve around that bowl, you know? And it's just like, I give you some and then you want more. And then I just got to a point, I just started naming these things off to myself where I was just like that shit just irritates me. That shit irritates me like a rash, bitch. Ding, 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 ding. So, it doesn't even, you know, have to be a thing of that type of thing. You know, someone would eat only because you put it in front of them, not because they're hungry. They're like a human garbage disposal. Okay? This tea talk is along those lines, but, you know, we're going to think about them in a different realistic form. You got me? Okay, so I'm going to use myself as an example, okay? This video is sponsored by Real Life. So, you know, that was my thing. And then I started thinking about, well, how does this seem allegorical to humans on two legs? And I was like, you know, it's just like you have those rash family members, or you know what I'm saying, like they like literally they got their own group. Like I can't even talk about them, I'm so fucking tongue tied, because it's just like, yo, like they family really run into each other like that. Like they backwards confused, they in a daze, they're delusional. I don't know if they hangry, if they just hungry. I don't know. We just know it comes to a point where they're like little minions and they're just running into each other, bitch. Crash test dummies. Running to each other, bitch. Literally. Seriously. Literally. Moth to a flame. All of that bundled in one. These are those neighbors. Alright? And we need to cease the fire a little bit. We need to cease the fire a little bit, because you know what I'm saying? I want you to meet your neighbors. These neighbors can be friends. These neighbors can be real family members. These neighbors can be anyone. You can come across them in the grocery store, because I'm pretty sure we have all come to a point at the grocery store. I know I have, and it's kind of creepy, where you come across someone and they're, you know, they're in awe of seeing you, and instead of just saying hi, they decide that, you know what, she's going to the meat department, to the produce department. I think I'm going to go and get some potatoes today. Meanwhile, he's watching you in the chicken section. You know what I'm saying? Then you finally get to the dry aisle to get your dry goods, and all of a sudden this motherfucker wants to bump hands on the flour. But I've been peeping you while I've been in the meat section. I'm just waiting for you to say something. You know what I'm saying? It's just like people who, you know, prolong shit instead of getting shit said and done. That's a Mr. or Mrs. Rash. Okay? Go, I'm doing a video. I'll call you when it's time for you to do the closings. Ain't nothing in that bowl. I'm trying to tell you now. Ain't nothing in that bowl. You just wait backstage until it's time for you to come on. You practice your lines. You practice your lines. Okay, so so, you know, along those lines, okay, these are the new neighbors, all right? You got to get to know them, and to get to know them is to find out exactly how they earned their last name, all right? This can be a friend. This can be a family member. This can be just someone that you just on a random, just met, situations, etc. All right? The thing you want to pay attention to is the fact that we always want to know who's living next door to us. We want to know what they doing, because see, if they dealing where they're shitting and sleeping, of course it's going to come across your path, because they're doing all that in their home, you know. So you kind of have to think on both ends of the spectrum. Like, is this person going to be real introvert, real to themselves, practicing little, little practicing little broomstick skills in the backyard while at garden, you know, or this is going to be someone who's going to flat out turn this nice community into a place where it's just going to seem like we all cool with the trap house. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think on both sides, right? Because you don't know who is next door. It could be a psychopath. He could be a Jeffrey Dahmer. You never know, you know. But at the end of the day, you're going to cure that curiosity by trying to pick the brain of this person. They go into the mailbox. Hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? UPS come. Hey, how you doing? Fall time come, time to rake leaves, you blowing yours. Hey, how you doing? Eventually the kids, school bus, you know, bus stops. I remember them days. You waiting out there on your kid, waiting for your kid to go to school, coming and going. Eventually conversation is going to add up, it's going to build up for you to understand these folks. And then you always know people watching. So while you talking to Mr. and Mrs. Rash, motherfuckers is watching. And they real patient on when the time comes at the civic league meetings, at the neighborhood watch meetings, with your other friends, when you're just passing by. Oh, have you met Mr. and Mrs. Rash? Yeah, what you think of them? That's what we need to talk about. The long way around, the scenic route, that's what we need to talk about. We need to talk about the characteristics of what agitates you. All right, because if we know what agitates us, we won't get close to it. If you know what poison ivy can do to the skin, you're not going to go and have a picnic with the shit up underneath your blanket. That's what we're trying to avoid here. You see 3 leaves, leave it be. You ever heard of that? Okay, that's Camper 101. You're welcome. All right, since we all this close to living in motherfucking sheds, there you go. In the woods, there you go. See 3 leaves, leave it be. All right. Unfortunately, we gotta treat Mr. and Mrs. Rash like they're poison ivy, because the closer you get to them, the more it's gonna fuck you up, the more it's gonna irritate you. So for humans, it's a thing of, well, look. Hindsight with my son is like, look, you know what I'm saying? No matter what I give you is not good enough. You're always wanting more. How are you able to appreciate what you have if you're always wanting more? You know, you wanting more, like, the ungratefulness is what's blocking you from receiving. You know, it's blocking you from really appreciating, because I'm pretty sure somewhere across seas they're looking and hoping and wishing a plane come in the sky and drop some damn supplies on them. And yet you sitting here, you want to be greedy, you don't want to pace yourself to eat, you want to scarf your food down like you're a fucking canine. It is what it is. It's automatic. So you know when you gonna eat. And I know you know when you gonna eat, because literally I see you from sun up to sundown, watch both, and sit in front of your bowl. So you can play stupid with someone else. Trigger, you know what I'm saying? That's a Mr. or Mrs. Rash. Someone who's gonna irritate you, someone, you know, literally and figuratively, they're gonna irritate you. You know, they can be people who don't seem to be, you know, together about what they have. They're not grateful for it. They don't feel like it's an adamant amount according to their standards, not to the quality of living that your work effort is going to show, you know. So these are people who are in that family. You got people in that family who are self-centered, and they're not self-centered because they're healing. They're self-centered because they're used to people submitting and being passive with what they are, who they are, and their demands. You know, that is in the Rash family. Anytime you haul off and come home and you see a flyer in your door handle saying we having a party, all is welcome, and it's being hosted by the Rashes, bitch, stay home, stay away, don't come out until nighttime. You know what I'm saying? Because it gets to a point where you'll feel like you're ducking and dodging these type of people. You won't check your mail until it's late. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go and do something, you'll leave out in regular clothes, so then that way you can change where you. What community are you living in where you gotta hide and disguise yourself this type of way? You know, it's like the more layers I wear, the more distant I am, the less of the likelihood you can rub off on me and irritate me, agitate my skin. This, believe it or not, they are people who have last names that families own their ass by last name. They're out there. I don't care if it's a James, a Smith, a Warren, an Elliott. It can be it don't matter. Every family got them. Every family got them. And then guess what? These mofos got the nerve to come out and flood the streets and mix up with people who are together, who are whole. And then they come and they slowly, by millimeter and inch, centimeter to bitch, they start to get on you like little ticks and shit and watch you deteriorate. Like, that's what they want. Misery loves company. If I get close enough to you where my poison ivy can get on you, shit, you look like me, you like me, we together. Bitch, we two peas in a pot. Fuck that third. More of a portion for me. You know, like, there's people like that. There's people like that. They want to see if your hitch can maintain their wagon. And as much as we want to be friends with people, I have a student I tell him real quick, you are not desperate to make friends. You too cool. You're too cool and you're too smart to be desperate to make friends. If that student, if that person feels as if, like, you know, having people feel sorry for them versus them fix what's wrong with their character be what gets them more friends than them actually, you know, building genuine relationships, I'm pretty sure if you don't be her friend because you know better and you deserve better, you decide to make other friends, I'm pretty sure with her fucked up mind mentality and her mindset, she'll be all right. She'll find another fool, and then she'll think less and less about the relationship or friendship that y'all had. Because at the end of the day, they're always looking for company. If they gotta pull and tug and bribe you to come out of your comfort zone to deal with their mess, trust me, they're not going to see that much to be a fight the second you don't fall in line. So when it comes to this family, these types of people, understand you do not got to make relationships. You don't have to establish or cultivate relationships. Same thing with them. You don't have to maintain, and you damn sure don't have to feel like you have to sustain those relationships because you feel like there is an equality everywhere else. You have the same opportunity as everyone else to make sure the company you keep is company you're willing to open your door for. Alright? I don't give a fuck if you do like fruitcake, bitch. Leave that shit on the patio. Leave it on the porch. Do not take it in the house. The moment you take it in the house, they are going to feel like, guess what? Tomorrow we gonna make them biscuits. And then the moment you see these damn biscuits, and you know biscuits ain't supposed to be green, you're going to feel some type of way. Well, if you don't let the door open, you keep the windows closed, you mind your business, it's okay for you to come amongst people. And you know, y'all just don't jail. You know, y'all cordial, y'all kind, but y'all don't have to be nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do so much. You can just, hey, you exist, I exist, cool. Keep it pushing. I used to have someone growing up in our neighborhood. His dad used to collect cans, and he was in that rash family, because literally we could all be in the backyard, in the pool, the dogs out the dog pen running around, you know, we got the grill going and shit, and this motherfucker will walk straight down our patio area straight to our recycling bin and take cans out. Never mind the whole family. The whole family. Forgot my coffee here. The whole family in this big ass plastic ass a water bubble, and you just steadily going through our cans. I ain't gonna tell you what my dad did, but I will tell you what he said. You out your fucking mind? This is our property. We paid for it. So you want to collect cans, you need to collect them somewhere along the line where the city owns it. Because you come on private property again. I don't give a fuck if you do live in the neighborhood. Motherfucker, you not gonna make it back home. Dead ass. Point to the blank to the period. No capitals, no lower cases. Just all punctuation, all action. And believe it or not, there are RASH members that don't see boundaries. And so you have to understand, boundaries come in place when communication fails. So if you tell someone, look, don't come on my private property collecting aluminum. Find somewhere else to go and get that shit. All right? I'm communicating. Don't come on my property. Right? But yet instead this person proceeds to do what they want to do. All right, well, communication is over with and boundaries have been established. So at this point, being that he had the right to bear arms, still do to this day, this is private property, and this man got PTSD from the army, you better go find you a city street to go and get cans off of, because I'm telling you, that man was not going to let you make it home. If it weren't for the dogs getting in the mix of it, I'm trying to tell you, Cornell's daddy would not have made it home. You stop that shit. So when you have these people amongst you, understand, you know, you don't gotta feed the strays. You know, you can just let them go on. Understand, you did your part by still letting them exist. It's not your part to fix them, to put up with them, to deal with all of that irritation, because that's what agitates you. And once it agitates you, then you are like them. You are irritated. Next thing you know, you be eating a Pop-Tart at breakfast and you just spaz out because a crumb hauled off and broke off. It's not that deep. But when you hang around those type of people, those type of patterns, they start to creep in. And when they start to creep in, it's hard getting rid of it. You know what I'm saying? It's hard getting rid of it. Look, pests are the worst to get rid of. Strays are the worst to get rid of. Because strays have the audacity, after they have built a relationship with you, they'll go and bring somebody else from their pack to come along one day for a visit. You ain't make enough for two strays. You just made enough for one, and now you're regretting making for that one altogether. Cause now you got shit added on, and shit starting to compound. Next thing you know, you gonna have a whole litter of folks at your front door. So I get it. I understand. Don't feel like you have to donate. Don't feel like you have to be charity for these people. I'm pretty sure if you continued on by your way, by your business, as if like you woke up one day and did not know they exist until you bumped into them at the store, and then you went on by your business and you went home, you ain't gonna think about that person again. You need to act just as that and govern yourself accordingly, just like that. It's okay for you to be kind. You don't have, it's okay for you to be kind. I'd rather you be kind than cordial. Because sometimes people, they get cordial mixed up, thinking that what you have is community with their shit. And then the next thing you know, you be trying to call the law to get these motherfuckers out your house because they done made themselves too fucking comfortable. Trust me. True fucking story. So, when these folks decide they want to come around, the moment you see this motherfucker start to itch and twitch and shit and kirk out, you needs to be the fuck out. Alright? It's okay. I got elders to this day tell me, when such and such get to talking too much, I just get up and walk off. I said, Miss Elder, I can't do that because it's rude. She said, in these days and times, y'all got this girl, what's her, she red, and she big, and she said she red. I said, who are you talking about? She was like, and then started moving her shoulders. I'm like, You talking about music? She was like, yeah, the one with the pink and the brown. I said, you know what? She said, that's my point. Everything else being put out these days on Front Street, ain't no way to escape it, ain't no way to hide it. If I say I'm about to go on by my business, don't come up behind me continuing the conversation. She said, I walked off, not away, off. And she said, you should not. I told her, I said, that's a catch-22, because I don't want to be rude to an elder, because that shortens my life in some way and somehow. It shortens my blessing. And she was like, baby, there's just some people who ain't gonna get it. They ain't gonna get it. And the Lord know your heart. So if the Lord know your heart and he knows that you mean well, I think you'll be good. I said, you know what? But you make sense though. So she was like, yeah, you know, they putting everything in the back on Front Street. You should not feel no type of way if a person does not respect the fact that you saying that you're walking away from the conversation. Now it's time for you to walk off. Grown 80, 90-year-old strong women, do you hear me? Carry their own groceries, open their own door, remember their own little room number and everything. And I was just like, you know what? She said, well, if you gonna stand up, don't fall for anything. And to her little cell phone, to her little room. I said, okay. Wisdom. So, yeah, when you see these people, it's okay. Now, it'd be different if you shoved them, pushed them, stone cold stunned them, and then walked off. That's different. All right, Ms. Terrell ain't telling you to do that. I'm just simply saying, well, it's good to see you. You know, you're doing well. You look healthy. You all right? Take care now. All right. You can have the day you deserve, or you can have a great day. It's up to you. Now, they want to come back and prolong the conversation. Bitch. Walk off. Okay? Walk off. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Don't even look over your shoulder. Treat them like the feds. Look straight the fuck ahead. Because that's exactly kind of like how they are. You do not want them to have any type of percentile rate of infecting your good energy, your high vibration, and whatever goals you have for yourself. Because they indeed do, just like a common cold, them rashes will bring you down. I'm trying to tell you something. Anybody can decorate their house on the outside to make it look welcoming. But if you don't know that when you go inside a house that you don't know nothing about, you don't know to sit next to the fucking door, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. So, do you, me, and your future self a favor. Be careful of the company that you keep. I don't care. Treat it like a fucking boxing match. You better go the first 4 or 5 rounds, and you better do your research. So then that way, when it's time for you to make your statement, to put your foot down, to put your boundaries in place, you not flinching when it's time for you to go ahead and put that dot at the end of your damn sentence. Because folks will try you, and until you realize and do better, you will always be a sucker. It's not just for Halloween, all right? Nilo, come here. Hey, you eat all your food? Hey. Alright, go ahead and do your closing. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Let us know what you think. I gotta change my shirt now. Okay, alright. So you all, be sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Let me know down below what is a characteristic that you think the rashes have. Alright. Outside of that, be sure, okay, alright, I'm gonna let you down because you're doing the most. Alright, so be sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this video. Let me know what your family of rashes contain and what you're trying to stay away from. Alright. I always say quarantine is the best medicine from these type of individuals. But you let me know what your thoughts are. And until next time, me and my furry one will see you later.